Bonjour à toutes et à tous.
Hello everybody, welcome to TV Festival, where we are going to enjoy a red carpet ceremony for the film directed by Ari FOLMAN. It's not in competition, it's entitled Where is Anne Frank? It's a very important film with a very important message. Ari FOLMAN has just arrived on the red carpet. We're going to have a word with him in a couple of moments. Ari FOLMAN won the Caesar for Best Foreign Film in 2008. That was for Waltz with Bashir, and he's here in Cannes to screen Where is Anne Frank? It's an animation film, very important. The film director is addressing the question of what role Anne Frank plays today. Here he is on the red carpet with us.
I'm super excited. Fantastic moment for all of us, all the team. They worked on it 4 years. It's a dream.
It's such an important topic to talk about the Shoah and to talk about Anne Frank here in Cannes, where all the world is watching. It's important for you also?
Yes, I think the main goal of everybody who worked in this project is that kids all over the world will watch it. This is why we use the format of animation. And it also is not only memorizing the past, but collaborating with what is happening now in the present, and activate youngsters who watch this movie to change things.
Yeah, and in few years, very sadly, all the people who lived the Shoah will be gone. It's important that this kind of movie can also teach the new generation.
Yeah, and I think that this is why we need to invent new formats to reach younger audience and not stay with the old school way of telling the story. Because if we will not invent new formats, now that we are, departing from the last people who survived the war, it's going to really tough to preserve the memory.
What was your reaction when you've been asked for doing that? I think it's very challenging, maybe scary also, to talk about Anne Frank.
My immediate reaction was a refusal. I thought it was too much. But then I read again the diary, and I had a long chat with my mother, who is a Holocaust survivor, and I was convinced that it's a project I should go for. I had no clue it would take 8 years for me, but anyway, we made it.
And after 8 years, how do you feel when you work so much on a project like that? How do you feel?
You cannot really judge. If I knew in advance that we had 8 years of work, would I take it? It's a question I'm not able to ask. Maybe not. Maybe not. It was 2013 when I was approached, so just think about it. But anyway, it is what it is. This is the time it took.
And in your movie, you talk about Kitty, the imaginary friend of Anne Frank. How did you create her in your mind? Because we have to.
I needed a new dimension to tell the story. I thought that if I go only for the original Anne Frank title, it will not be good enough. I need something imaginary. I need to create a kind of a fairy tale that will reach out for kids. And this is where Kitty came from.
And there is a program also that will be with your movie, maybe to teach, to help the teacher in school to explain what was the Shoah. Is it important for you also?
It's important for me to reach wider children audience all over the world. It doesn't matter if it's in theater, if it's in streaming, if it's in schools. Eventually, I hope, after the release, it will be a movie, as we say, a shelf movie that will be used for education, of course.
And also, what was your reaction when you discovered that this movie will be shown here in Cannes, in this worldwide festival?
To be honest, I could not imagine a situation where this film is not shown in Cannes.
Yeah.
It was the only way for us.
And you had a lot of support also for this movie?
You mean by?
Political, cultural?
Well, this film was made in 12 different countries in 4 continents. We got a lot of government support from many places, but sometimes it was not easy because when you try to bring a statement which is not only memorizing the Shoah, but trying to understand how does it imply on our world today, sometimes it's not easy for people or organizations to digest.
Yeah. So I wish you a very good projection. Kol hakavod, toda rabba.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Toda. Voilà, on découvre le réalisateur.
So that was Ari FOLMAN, the director of Where is Anne Frank.
Ouvrir la bande-annonce.
Let's see the trailer.
What are you waiting for, Anne? Open your presents.
Oh, that's so lovely. When you write, who do you actually write to?
To myself, of course.
I prefer to think of my diary as a girl, a best friend. Her name will be Kitty. Kitty. I like it.
Come down, Anne. I'm waiting for you.
Is he a boy from class? Of course.
Who are you talking to, Anne?
Up until a year ago, everyone was in love with me.
Everyone?
It was all so wonderful. Then everything changed.
We're leaving.
They told everyone we were to blame for all the world's problems.
This secret apartment is going to be our hiding place. For every person we welcome is a good chance we are saving a life. You could use those characters in your head. Make them fight your war somehow.
This young lady here named Kitty is looking for Anne Frank.
Have you seen her?
Anne did not write this diary so that you could worship her. What is important...
Get in the truck.
Do everything you can to save one single soul from harm. Just one soul.
What do you see, Peter?
I see the Allied forces. They're coming to liberate us. And you?
I see angels, Peter.
Voilà, c'était la bande-annonce.
So that was the trailer for the film Where is Anne Frank?
Le film d'Ari FOLMAN,
directed by Ari FOLMAN, being screened out of competition here in Cannes.
Il nous le disait, un film.
And he has said very clearly how important this film is.
Pour les jeunes générations,
for the younger
pour les
generations,
sensibiliser à la Shoah,
to make them aware of the Shoah,
le récit de cette petite fille de
through the story of Anne Frank, a 13-year-old girl
tout un symbole pour
who has become quite a symbol for all of humanity.
Son journal
Her diaries
est aujourd'hui le livre le plus vendu.
Her diary is the book that is the most sold in the world today.
Ari FOLMAN
Ari FOLMAN
a dit pendant l'interview
said during the interview
que c'était
that
extrêmement important de continuer.
It's very important to continue to bear witness because in just a few years' time,
les rescapés de la
all
Shoah
of the survivors of the Shoah will have departed.
Et que le témoignage est aujourd'hui extrêmement important.
Testimonial is so important today.
La montée des marches commence.
Here we have the red carpet ceremony for the film Where is Anne Frank?
Et nous avons le plaisir d'accueillir l'équipe de Où est Anne Frank ou Where is Anne Frank? Point d'exclamation. Un film d'animation signé de l'Israélien Ari FOLMAN, présenté hors compétition pour ce 74e Festival de Cannes. Ari FOLMAN, réalisateur, aux côtés de Lena Guberman, directrice artistique qui a créé le graphisme du film, Karen O, qui a signé la musique originale, Gianni Tilches et Yves Kugelman, les producteurs, et Yoni Goodman, le chef animateur.
Si vous nous rejoignez maintenant,
if you're joining us on TV Festival, we are on the red carpet here in Cannes for the film Where is Anne Frank, an animation film directed by Ari FOLMAN. It's out of competition.
Extrêmement important.
It's a major
Sur la
film being screened on La Croisette here in Cannes today.
Ari FOLMAN qui s'interroge
Ari FOLMAN
aujourd'hui
is addressing
la place d'Anne Frank dans un monde
role that Anne Frank plays today in a world where children are still suffering in places where war is waging.
Française du titre Où est Anne Frank? Il était extrêmement important pour lui.
It really is important to Ari FOLMAN that everyone takes note of this subject.
Ari FOLMAN qui m'a confié tout à l'heure.
Ari FOLMAN told us on the red carpet that this is a necessary film and that it would be unimaginable for such a film not to be screened at an international film festival such as the Cannes Film Festival.
On rappelle qu'Ari FOLMAN était à Cannes en 2000.
Ari FOLMAN came to Cannes in 2013 with his film called The Congress,
dirigé Robin Wright,
working with Robin Wright in that
Il a déjà
film.
fait partie de l'équipe d'Ari FOLMAN pour le film The Congress. En tant que caractère designer.
Ari FOLMAN a également,
Ari FOLMAN,
quelques années,
a few years ago,
adapté le journal d'Anne Frank
adapted Anne Frank's diary
en BD.
into a graphic novel.
C'est d'ailleurs le fonds Anne Frank qui lui avait demandé de...
In fact, it was the Anne Frank Fund that asked him to work on that graphic novel.
Voilà, toute son équipe.
There we have the entire team from the film Where is Anne Frank on the red carpet being greeted by Thierry Frémaux and Pierre Lescure.
Il risque d'y avoir beaucoup d'émotions.
I'm sure there will be a lot of emotion inside the movie theatre
d'animation
when the audience discovers this feature film, this animation film, which is perfectly suitable to be used in schools, for example, to teach school children about the Shoah.
L'histoire de cette petite fille de 13 ans.
And so that they are familiar with the story of this young girl who wrote her diary. And her diary really has marked the whole of humanity.
I tried painting the sky with
Ari FOLMAN, à qui l'on doit Valse avec
Ari
Bashir.
FOLMAN also directed Waltz with Bashir, which won the French César for Best Foreign Film. That was back in 2008.
Un film qui parle du massacre de Sabra et
That
Shatila.
film was
A également reporté le
on
Golden
another
Globe.
hot topic, and it also won the Golden Globe.
Des marches du palais par Lena Guberman.
Il était également en compétition.
And he was in competition in Cannes with that very same film.
Il revient
But now
hors compétition.
he's back out of competition
Film Où est Anne
to show a film about Anne Frank. It took him 8 years to complete
nous
the
a
film.
aussi expliqué que sa mère, rescapée de la Shoah, lui a
Told us that his mother survived the Shoah, and it was probably thanks to her that he decided to go ahead and do it.
On les voit
There
rentrer
they go into the movie theatre,
dans le Grand Théâtre Lumière,
the Lumière movie theatre,
où les festivaliers
where the festival
vont avoir la
goers
chance
will have the good
de
fortune
découvrir
of seeing Where is Anne Frank.
qui est présenté hors compétition.
It's being screened out
Je
of
rappelle un
competition.
film extrêmement important.
A very, very important film about the Shoah.
C'est ça, Cannes. Et là, la salle applaudit.
And the audience is already on its collective feet to greet the film director and his team.
Voilà, beaucoup d'émotions pour toute
A lot
l'équipe.
of emotion for the entire team as they file into row I.
Beaucoup d'applaudissements.
A lot of applause before the film has even been shown. Just imagine what it's going to be like at the end of the screening.
Voilà, Ari FOLMAN.
There we go, Ari FOLMAN waving to everybody in the movie theatre.
Qui va découvrir dans quelques instants.
In a few moments, everyone will settle down and enjoy the film Where is Anne Frank?
Le premier film d'animation présenté.
This is the first animation film to be screened out of competition in Cannes this year.
Voilà, toute l'équipe se met en place.
Okay, we have a problem. We have to find a seat for them because they fucked something up.
I go sit here.
Les festivaliers
Everyone's getting into their proper place, and soon the audience will be able to enjoy the film, which is being screened in Cannes this afternoon. It's not in competition at the 74th Cannes Film Festival.
Ari FOLMAN qui s'installe.